Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, we got some bad news from Germany, and I think that's Deutschland über alles in der Welt. You're in trouble. So let's see what's going on here. September 16th, 2022. Fox News. Russia says Germany crossed red line in arms supply to Ukraine. So this is what Russia says. So that means now what? I mean, if you designate a red line somewhere or a line in the sand, you draw it right there. You have to say, if that's crossed, we're going to do this. You can't say, we're going to hurt you. No. We're gonna hurt you. How? Because I can hurt you by what? By flickering you, by thinking that I hurt you, but I actually don't hurt you. So let's see what these guys have in store here. Russia's ambassador to Germany, Sergei Nechayev, told state-owned media on Friday that Germany had, quote-unquote, crossed a red line by providing arms to Ukraine. And I'm quoting again. Supplying the Ukrainian regime with German weapons is not only against Russian servicemen, but also against the Donbas civilians, Nechayev told Russia Today, and I'm quoting again. It is certainly the red line which the German authorities should not have crossed, end quote. Because what? I want to hear what's next. Otherwise, don't even bother to get your mouth cold, okay? The ambassador's comments came one day after German defense officials pledged weapons and equipment for Ukraine as it faced backlash at home and abroad for not doing more. Well, at home is from the paid mass media that are Zelensky's and Winkelstein and all those guys, you know, Schicklgruber's. And abroad, the same guys, because they're the same. Two multiple launch rocket systems, known as Mars 2, 200 missiles, and 50 Dingo armored personnel carriers will be sent to Ukraine, Defense News confirmed Thursday afternoon. I made a video on that and everybody was happy. But they said they need to train those Ukrainian warriors sometime in October or something like this. So Germany would also work to finalize swap with fellow NATO member Greece that will see Berlin send Athens 40 Marder infantry fighting vehicles as Greece deploys 40 of its BMP-1 infantry fighting vehicles to Ukraine. So what, this is like a you know, curved shot or whatever. Defense Minister Christine Lambrecht reportedly confirmed. The announcement is not the first time Germany has appeared to backtrack its stance on sending more aid to Ukraine after suggesting its own stocks were vulnerably low. But nobody believed that your stocks were vulnerably low. All right? Vulnerably. Hard word for me. Lambrecht's decision came just days after Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba slammed Germany for its refusal to send military vehicles earlier this week. Do you understand what's going on here? Just look at the context. Take the proportions. Germany, Ukraine. All right? I will take it in what kind of terms you want me to take it. Population, Germany has double the population of Ukraine. As an industrial power, economic power, is the greatest still in Europe. I don't know, as technology, highest. What else? What's going on here? Militarily, I don't know what they stand, because Germany is a country under the US occupation still. But still, you are in the European Union, one of the, maybe the one, supposedly. And you let yourself supposedly blackmailed, sentimentally blackmailed, shamed into providing Ukraine with everything or whatever they want. Who's in charge here? Remember Macron, that president of France, great France, Germany, France, supposedly they are in charge of the European Union and they are the best. Macron was talking to Putin almost every day until about 2.5 months ago, when Ukrainians say, "What's up with talking with Putin all the time, Macron?" Not good. And what did Macron do? Stopped talking to Putin. Who's in control here? I know it's not Ukraine. But who's behind Ukraine that has so much power to use Ukraine as a blaming factor here, blaming mouth, shaming Germany and France? Can you imagine? Can you imagine if how much power whomever is behind, and it's United States, and United States is someone else behind them, that's for sure. But I just keep the suspense. We all know that, right? Who is behind that these weasels in Ukraine can make these countries that are in the first, 3, 4 in the world of anything? Economy, military, however you want to take it. A pride and importance, if you want it. In the first 5, 6, 7. And Ukraine is in 190 or something? How is that possible? Unless that comes from someone above this guy's power or whatever. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Now, I'm quoting Kuleba, a weasel that we didn't know about, who we didn't know about before this. He talks about Germany. Listen to this. Disappointing signals from Germany while Ukraine needs leopards and Marders now to liberate people and save them from genocide. Now a single rational argument on why these weapons cannot be supplied. Only abstract fears and excuses. Kuleba said. I would give you an answer, Kuleba. All right. That was my answer. So move on here. Kuleba said that said in an unusually fiery message. Rude, full of chutzpah. Is this a Zelensky too, or what's going on here? He acts like one. What is Berlin afraid of that Kiev is not? Okay. Kuleba's comments came after Lambrecht said Monday that Germany could not send Ukraine tanks or other vehicles despite its pleas, as it makes gains against Russian forces on the front line. That's already dead in the water floating. It's not so simple just to say, I'll just risk that. We won't be able to act the defense of the country by giving everything away, she reportedly said. But now they can. How? Monday they couldn't, Tuesday they could. Wednesday they couldn't, Thursday they could. How is that possible? Find your balls that were snipped in 1945 and do something for your nation. And take care of your mass media and those weasels over there. Ukraine tells you what to do now? And not even Ukraine, Kuleba. Who the is Kuleba? And after this thing in Ukraine, if these guys remain alive, and I suspect they will, no, why should you know what I mean? They're going to be all hailed as the defenders of European Western civilization, freedom, democracy, all that. I can hear them talk. But maybe the Russians pull something on these guys. Who knows? Russia has repeatedly used escalatory language regarding Ukrainian arms supplies from the West. Foreign Minister Maria Zakharova on Thursday warned the US that sending Ukraine longer-range missiles like the Army Tactical Missile Systems, ATMS, which has a range of roughly 185 miles, would again be a red line crossed. The Biden administration has repeatedly said it does not intend to send long-range missile systems to Ukraine, citing fears over sparking a third world war. you're gonna send everything sooner or later. I guarantee you, if those guys don't do something, those guys being the Russians, don't do something. It's that slope, mountain slope. You're gonna end up with airplane, tanks, long-range missiles. And what the Russians are gonna do? They're gonna threaten. All right, like the Chinese with Taiwan. This seems to be something that's not right there, kosher. I mean, I'm starting to think that it's, I don't know, I'm waiting. Like the Chinese with Taiwan. Remember, they just went around the Taiwan and a few times, and then we showed our muscles. You didn't do anything. It was a red line that weasel Pelosi crossed, and you didn't do shit. So it seems like the Russians will incapable to do anything. What can they do? Well, I will be a weasel too. That's not my job to tell them what to do. But if you set a red line, well, you do something. And I'm expecting. I didn't draw any red lines. What can you do? Definitely you can't use, diplomacy anymore. I was about to say something else. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. They will do something. They will do something. They can't stay like this, because the next step is going to be United States providing that. This is something more, and so on. They're just up. Germany, France, and all these weasels are up. Okay, now puck, and then puck, the other one, puck. That's what they do. And Russia have to do something. Otherwise, they're gonna be, I don't know. They know better, I guess. Thank you very much for being with me again today.